One thing they don't tell you about mammies is that when they die, you get new trousers. On my first full day as a half-orphan, I remember fiddling with unfamiliar chords as Margaret held my cheek and told me Mammy was a flower. She and her husband Philly were close friends of my parents, and their presence is one of the few memories that survive from that period. Most specifically, the conversation Margaret had with me there and then. Sometimes, croaked Margaret, in a voice bent ragged from 2 days crying, when God sees a particularly pretty flower, he'll take it up from earth and put it in his own garden. Margaret held me in the sort of tight, worried grip usually reserved for heaving lambs up a ladder. As she clenched my hand and told me God had specially marked my mother for death, a tear-damp thumb traced small circles on my temple. She stroked my hair. It was nice to think that Mammy was so well liked by God, since she was a massive fan. She went to all his gigs, mass, prayer groups, marriage guidance meetings, and had all the action figures, small infant of Prague statuettes, much larger infant of Prague statuettes, little blue plastic flasks of holy water in the shape of God's own Mammy herself. So in one sense, Margaret's version of events was kind of comforting. It placed my mother's death in that category of stories where people meet their heroes, like Maureen Beleaguered getting a hug from Daniel O'Donnell in the Mount Errigal Hotel. Only Mammy's death was even better, since Mrs. Beleaguered didn't get to live outside Daniel's house forever thereafter, however much she would have liked to. As it happens, witnesses said Maureen cried so much she hyperventilated, leaving a shining snail's trail of snot arching from Daniel's jumper to the floor. Thereafter, the sexy eunuch of Irish country music waves her to the medical tent, where she spent the remainder of the evening clutching an ice pack to blue curls in glazed, mumbling bliss. As Margaret reassured me that God was an avaricious gardener, intent on murdering my loved ones any time he pleased, I concentrated once more on my new corduroy slacks, summoned from the ether as if issued by whichever government department administers to the needs of all the brave little boys with dead, flowery mams.